all in one week, man. It was like Christmas for gamers. So you sit
Yeah.
down and you know what you're getting from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You know exactly what you're watching. You know what I mean? Like this is it. I'm going to absorb all of this, and it's
This is
going to
what
be
this press conference is. This press conference. This press conference.
Like
Like
you literally
it
have
just
a
was so much
timetable.
simpler.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have it all in one place. The other thing is the recognition. I already said that recognition for both big and small games. Um, another one for me is the I guess the physical presence of E3. I think is so important, and I think it's going to start to fizzle out, unfortunately. But the physical presence of it, like having people in the audience to or the auditorium to react to what's happening, I think that really adds to the hype of it. The building of the Los Angeles Convention Center is iconic for gaming. Uh, and then just being able to get hands on the games if you're there, if you're lucky enough to get hands on, I think that's super important. But if you're watching it at home, you get to see somebody else playing it, like walking across that show floor and seeing the energy, the excitement. I think people watching at home feeds off of that way more than you can on a digital event. And yeah,
Well, if you look at it too, like the area around the convention center was completely changed. It was games plastered everywhere. It was just so cool walking down the street, just seeing like a big ass Doom Eternal poster on the side of a
Cool.
building. Or you walk
exactly.
up to the convention center, there's Cyberpunk on the front of it. There's just all these other games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare was on it too. Just like it was just awesome just to take it all in when especially when you first walk up to it and you're like, holy shit, this is where we've been trying to get for years and we got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was just for me. I was looking back on it and at dinner, and I was telling my wife about it. I was just like, "What a week! Just what a week!"
Right.
we it was June 8th of last year that we were flying out, and we got to see EA play first, and then EA play Saturday. Sunday was the Microsoft press conference and fan fest for us, and um, then right after that was Bethesda. No, was Bethesda? No,
That's it. Yeah.
they were
It
before
was
though, right?
Bethesda.
No. It was Bethesda right after because we
No,
got out of press conference and booked it to
Yeah.
Bethesda.
we took an Uber. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And
Which I
then
paid for.
yeah, we just like it all went around this, we all chipped in. But I think it was you that paid. No, was it you that paid for the freaking SUV? I don't even know. I was
Yeah,
like,
just
No,
the
that was Greg.
that was great.
Oh, great.
Greg.
Yeah.
Pulled up and I'm like, this is not
Yeah,
our
Greg.
this is not our typical driver here. What's going
Get us there ASAP.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that was awesome. And then Monday, that was Ubisoft for me. I got to go to the Ubisoft fan event thing. That was just so cool. Tuesday and then Monday, I went to the actual building to pick up our passes. That was the surreal moment for me. They let me in early too because I was like, "Hey, can you let me in?" I just asked. I was like, "Look, this has been a dream of mine. I just want to walk in and just see the lobby." And they let me see the lobby, and I was like, and then I saw this big sign that said Final Fantasy VII Remake booth this right here, and they pointed. I said, "I know where I'm going tomorrow." So, the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday were all the expo, and it was just amazing. Unfortunately, it was probably like in hindsight, it was probably like the worst E3 expo ever. Like it was so
Yeah. A lot of
empty.
people saying that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super empty, but I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake was there, and I got to be the first to play it, so worth it. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, just that the memories talking about it. I could tell you about E3s from years ago, just because it's just such a big event. And now with the summer of gaming and this whole summer of gaming thing, I don't think it's going to be as memorable. And it's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't.
It's because it drags out so long. Like
It
Yeah.
does.
if they condensed it down to maybe even 2 weeks to try to I don't know. It's just too long. I mean, it's kind of. I guess the cool aspect of it is you're getting like game news like every day for like 2 months or whatever they're doing.
And
I mean,
people like
that's
us
kind of
doing
cool.
podcasts, we will have a lot to talk about for the rest of
Yeah.
summer.
But yeah, like ideally, I think if the, I hope E3 will be back next year, but who knows? But what I think they should have done with this summer is, like Steven said, condense that lot down. Even have it on like 3 weekends in a row. Just have the Saturday and Sunday just stacked for their different, different game reveals, interviews, and all that. I think that would have been a lot better. I think how it's just so staggered and stretches. I think E3 is just you have everything in the space of 5 days. You have the conferences, then you have the show floor, and it just builds the hype up, it just builds the excitement, and all
Yep.
those, we were lucky enough to be there last year when Keanu Reeves just walked out on
Oh
stage
yeah.
at Xbox. They're just like,
Mhm.
what? you know, you're not gonna get that this summer with anything that they're gonna show. It might be, a surprise game that you're just like, oh, nice.
Yeah,
But yeah,
and like
you don't have the
even
audience.
yeah, it's the audience that they feed off of,
Yeah,
and like even if you do have like a guest appearance like Keanu Reeves on the digital event, it's not going to have that impact because you don't have somebody in the audience saying, "No, you're breathtaking." That's not You're not going to make that moment with a digital
yeah,
event. So yeah, I think it's all about the moments. And then that brings me to the next topic of the future of E3. We do know that E3 is
Oh,
coming back for 2021. That, I mean, it was confirmed. Like they said we'll see you in
yeah,
2021. Now there was a lot of talk about E3 going to this more of a fan experience type thing, and I think for me, I think that's where they're going to go. I think it's going to be like the Comic Con of gaming, which is not a bad thing by any means, but I think you're going to end up getting panels. You're going to get like just where developer panels where they just come out and talk. Um, I think Microsoft will probably carry on the press conference tradition a
yeah,
little longer than everybody else. I think EA is going to be probably this is it. They're like EA Play Live. It worked out for us. We don't need to do the whole Sunset Boulevard or whatever it was thing. And
mm,
I don't think they're going to do it. I think they'll just set up at the convention center again. They'll bring it back to the convention center. And Bethesda will probably do the same thing. I don't think they're going to carry on with the press conferences. They might do it again next year, but it's just going to start to fizzle out. These press
I think
conferences
for
are expensive.
I think for Bethesda it might be what they have to talk about, like because they do got some big games on the horizon. It's just a matter of are they going to be like I hate when they announce a game and it's not coming out for 3 years down the road. It's stupid.
Right.
Like announce games that are going to come out before the next E3 because that's what I'm like kind of looking forward to. I know delays happen and stuff. Some of that stuff's like out of the control of the developer because things happen, but generally I want games announced at E3 that are coming out in the next year. Not
like they started actually so well, Bethesda, on their first E3 conference. They announced Fallout 4, and then Fallout 4 was out 6 months later, slightly
Oh,
yeah.
less.
oh yeah, the first press conference that
Yeah,
Bethesda did. Yeah, I would
yeah,
Yeah,
even
and
say
because
the
it's
we
like
were
second
like,
one was good too. Like it was
I
just
was
they
like,
were
that was really good. And then like that, you look at the last press conference we're at. It was cool to be there. The after party was probably the best part.
open
yeah.
bar.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
open
yeah.
bars. Like they probably could have got away with not doing a press conference and then kind of
Yeah.
announcing. Was it last year or Starfield they announced? They showed a glimpse of it or something.
I think that was the
Was
year
it last year?
before. I think it
Year
was the year
before?
before,
Yeah,
yeah.
it was the year before. Yeah, and that's what Steven's talking about. Like that game ain't coming out for
They even
minimum
said that
3 years,
they even came out and
more.
said that this year like don't expect to see Starfield and
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls 6. They just said it right out like don't expect to see it. But I don't know. We'll probably see some Ghostwire or is it Ghostwire? I think it was called.
Ghostwire Tokyo or something like that.
Yeah, we'll probably see
oh
some of
yeah.
that. Like Bethesda, I don't. I think they probably lucked out on this year. I don't know. Maybe they have something really cool to show us, but they probably lucked out on this year not
Yeah,
having a
I think
big
it worked
press
out for
conference.
them
Yeah.
not having to go
Well, as
this
long
year.
as they're
Yeah.
not talking about Fallout 76 DLC, you know.
Hey guys, we're still trying to keep this thing going. Please come back.
Please come.
Um, so yeah, I mean that's like you got that, but I think Bethesda is going to start to fizzle out as well. And yeah, I mean we're just gonna see these press conferences go away. But I think Microsoft, since they just kind of have their own theater, they don't need to buy time slots. I mean, they own it, so they can do these kind of things. But it is the production quality that they have to put into it. Like they put a lot of production in it, lights, backstage, setting up cool themed areas, the Mixer Dome. I do think the Mixer Dome was a precursor to what we're going to see in future E3s. Like you're going to have the convention center, but I think it's going to be a lot more amusement park attractions type thing. I don't, not like roller
That
coaster or anything
sounds
like that, but
horrible.
like you'll see. Yeah, I think you're going to
It
see
sounds
like
horrible.
more Mixer Dome, which was like this big inflatable tent. It looked like it was like
Yeah.
an inflatable tent. You get to walk in there, and they had this really cool theme stuff going on. I really enjoyed it. I thought that was cool. They had Apex monitors set up everywhere. You get to play Apex. If you win a Xbox One X or something like that. That was pretty legit. But yeah, I mean, I think we're going to end up seeing more things like that. And like I said, I think EA is just going to bring it back in house. The convention center is just going to turn into, instead of a trade show, I think we're going to see it turn into just a fan driven event. We'll see more streamers, personalities, and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
for me and for all of us, I think for E3 to keep going, I think they have to have the conferences just like right beside the show floor, as in the dates. Because like, for me, that really makes E3 is, especially if you're not going to E3, it's the conferences, and then you have the hype of people going in to and play the games.
Yeah,
But
because
for
that
me,
the Bethesda one was like what 10 minutes away, maybe from the Coliseum.
yeah, about that, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah. So is E3 necessary anymore, guys, or do you think E3 is going to come back next year and they're going to just kind of dissolve into Summer Game Fest?
As an E3 fanboy, I want to say yes, but I
yeah,
think depending on how this digital setup goes for the next couple months, that's going to be the kind of telltale sign. Uh, the thing with social media and the availability to kind of broadcast whenever you want now versus back when you could, it was just E3 is where you had to get your game out. Like
yeah,
they have such a bigger platform that they don't necessarily need E3 like they used to, because
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could pretty much go on social media, record a video, and say, "All right, this is coming out. Show some gameplay. Make a post on Twitter or whatever like that," and the word will get out pretty quickly.
It's very true. Yeah,
um, yeah.
that's it.
I
Well
think the
said.
name E3 still means something at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but they need to rapidly get with the times. And what my concern with for this E3, if it was going to happen, is how Jeff Keighley kind of bailed out, because what they proposed to him, he did not like at all.
He didn't like it. Yeah,
Yeah, and like you know, I, I've been watching E3 since I've done it a year now, but when Jeff Keighley was on Spike and he was
right.
doing E3 coverage back then, so
Yeah,
I think E3, the guys there, they have to get the people back in. You have to get your EAs back in. Yeah, I don't think they'll get Sony back in now at this stage.
yeah.
Microsoft is still there. Ubisoft, I think, will still do it, but
I
you
think
have to make it compelling.
Phil Spencer loves the idea of E3, and that's why he's a big pusher for it. Like he likes the press
Yeah,
conferences, and he
Yeah.
said he stated that he's like, I love like that E3. Like I love the
it's the
whole
energy.
E3 event. Yeah, and it's just awesome when you get all these people together that have a love for gaming. It's just, I mean, it's always just like you're in shock most of the time because everybody there is a gamer, and you look to the left, look to the right, there's a gamer. I mean, you might have your not real gamers. Like, I guess I don't really consider nobody not a real gamer. If you're playing games, you're a gamer.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's just cool seeing everybody come together for the love of just the games industry.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Like that's it. It's just such a big celebration of gaming, and I almost kind of feel like it's going to kind of become this Comic-Con thing, which is, like I said, I mean, it's not a bad thing necessarily. I just don't think we're going to get that big spectacle that we've been getting. I think they are going to start moving to this, hey, when your game is ready to be announced, just let us know. Let Kaylee know, and Kaylee will find a time slot for you. You know, any type thing.
Yeah.
But that's where we see the future of E3. But let's talk about this year and the first one carrying on the torch here, EA Play. EA Play predictions.